So My Edmonds News is here today with Dawn Marie from the Edmonds Bartell store, and she is going to talk to us about the kinds of items that Bartell carries related to preparing your family disaster kit. With the recent earthquake and tsunami in Japan, we're much more aware these days of how much we need to have a disaster kit in our house and in our car. So Dawn Marie, would you mind showing us the kinds of things that Bartell has that we could pick up right here in Edmonds locally for our families?
I sure will. First we have bottled water, gallon size. It comes in distilled or the spring, and it's very handy to have this. You're supposed to have, they say, enough for 30 days on hand.
Okay.
That's very important.
Okay, so how many bottles would that probably equate to, do you think?
Depending on the size of the family,
right.
I would recommend definitely at least 6.
6 bottles of water.
Yes.
Okay, or
At
more
least.
if you had a bigger family.
Yes.
And pets too. I know we're going to talk about that in a little while, but you said that it's important to think about the family pets as you're preparing your supply kit. Okay,
yes.
Great. What else do we have?
We also have first aid kits. They also come in a smaller size if you don't have a lot of room and you just want a little kit. We have a little micro kit up here, and then we have the full-size kit here.
Okay.
Masks, those are very important to have as well. And we put on our end here a couple different kinds, but we have just the standard ear loop right here, and then we have a more respiratory kind right here.
Okay.
Rubber gloves, those are very important. And we have propane here, and lamp oil as well. We also sell the lamps. They're in another section of the store, but if you don't have the lamp,
right.
Or you do, we have the oil.
Okay, and the propane would be for if you already had a propane stove, right?
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
Yes. Then we also have a multi-tool. We have a tool for opening things here. That's important as well. We forget those things, putting them in there. I've also put some pet food, because sometimes we forget. You know, obviously our pets are very important, but you're trying to think of, you know, your family. Well, your pet is part of your family, so I've enclosed some pet foods in there.
Okay, that's
and
great.
These also, just in case you do forget the can opener, which we'll talk about later, they open without a can opener. Also, I have emergency radios.
Yeah,
2
you know,
sizes.
That's great. Could you hold those each up and explain what the difference is? Because I know one's bigger, one's smaller, and they're different prices. But tell me a little bit about each one.
They're crank radios.
Okay.
So no batteries required. You know, for emergency, they have the emergency band. This one has a flashlight. It's solar powered, and it also has a USB cell charger on it. So for your cell phone, if there's no power, you can charge your cell phone. And this one here is the weather band, AM, FM. I really honestly don't know too much about it, so I'm going to read it. It is solar powered and crank powered as well.
Oh, great. So you have the option of either having it, if you have enough sun to charge it, you could do that, or you can crank it and get it charged.
Right, if you're in your house and it's not bright, or you can just crank it, yeah.
And what's great about those is that you can use it to charge your cell phone, which I think a lot of us worry about. It's like we know that it's important to have our cell phones in an emergency, but we don't necessarily know if we'd be able to charge them.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
Sorry. And then I've also included the lantern batteries, which go for the lanterns for a flashlight, because that's very important.
Right.
And we have several different size flashlights available over in our photo department.
Okay.
This kind runs on the lantern battery. That's why I've enclosed that here.
Okay.
Up top, playing cards, because if you're stuck inside and you have a family, we all know we need something to do.
Yes.
So I've enclosed those. I put those on top, so you know you have something to do. And then duct tape, very important.
Okay.
To have duct tape for sealing off doorways, and that's on the Red Cross list.
Okay, great.
Emergency blankets, which people probably don't think this is a blanket because it's really small, but this is actually an emergency blanket.
Okay.
And we talked about that's another first aid kit. It's a little miniature. D batteries, because that's probably the most popular size for flashlights. Most flashlights use D batteries.
Right.
Lighters, in case you have the stove and there's
you need to light it up.
You need to light it, fireplace.
Right.
And I did 2 different kinds, and then a can opener.
Okay.
Because most of us, when we're preparing, we have canned foods because they last the longest. If you don't have a can opener, can't open them.
Right, right.
So that's very important as well.
And you also had mentioned, we talked about this, that there are other things on the Red Cross recommended list in addition to those items that are maybe more extra kinds of things, but still important. So, and you carry a lot of that here. So what are some of the other things you have here in the store?
We have lots. We have bleach, which is on the list. Several other different pet foods, leashes. They say, we have one kind of leash back there. Flashlights, which I just have the big one, but like I said, we have little ones over there, very important, and extra batteries, just in case. Games, that's the big thing I want to emphasize, because children get scared, you know, when something happens, and it's great to have them entertained. So, not just playing cards, you could have games. We carry games, toys, maybe a stuffed animal for your child.
Right.
That's very important. Lots of things,